Welcome to this week's Acorn of Truth. As my gardeners know, this is morning glory. It closes at night and opens up in the morning. And if you were to look at it at night, you wouldn't realize how beautiful it is, but in the light, it's amazing. Same thing is true of these daylilies. They close up at night, but when exposed to the light, they display their glory and are a place of refreshment even for the bee we see here now. In this world, there's also many fakes and real things, and only by testing it can you see the truth. This is a rubber snake that my family uses to play jokes on each other, surprising each other in the most unlikely locations. Looks pretty real from a distance, but when you get up close, it's clear it's a fake. Now let's turn to John chapter 7, verses 21 to 24. Jesus is speaking to the Pharisees after he healed someone on the Sabbath. Jesus answered them, "I did one work, and you all marvel. Yet because Moses gave you circumcision, you circumcise a man on the Sabbath, although it did not come from Moses, but from the patriarchs. If a man receives circumcision on the Sabbath, so that the law of Moses shall not be broken, are you angry with me because I completely healed a man on the Sabbath day? Do not judge according to appearance, but practice righteous judgment." I'm going to share a few principles I learned from Sherry Craig and others as a camp program director early on, trying to solve discipline issues that occurred in the cabin or around the camp. First principle from Scripture is to hear both sides. The second is have at least two witnesses if you're going to believe something. If just one person is claiming something, be suspicious till someone else can confirm it. The third is we need to take off our cultural lenses, our traditional lenses, and our trauma lenses. Because of the Pharisees' tradition and their culture, they were unable to see beyond their narrow interpretation of the law and practice righteous judgment in this situation. And sometimes we fall into that trap too. We'll let pain from the past or a similar experience where we were hurt color how we see a situation. And as someone who is seeking to bring light and life to this world, we need to be very careful that we're removing our cultural lenses and seeing clearly through the eyes of Scripture, which is my next point. We need to go to Scripture first when we're faced with a moral issue and a conflict, and use scriptural wisdom. Then we go to advisors and friends, and we need to pick them wisely. Proverbs tells us to do so. So that's my acorn of truth for this week. Practice righteous judgment, hear both sides, believe it if there's two or more witnesses, take off your cultural, traditional, and trauma lenses, and go to Scripture first and pick your advisors and friends wisely. Have a blessed week.